That's not a typo. I really do have 100 reasons why the Galaxy S6 is awesome. But before we start, I do need to throw out one quick disclaimer. I am not saying that the Galaxy S6 is the only phone with any of these features. That's not true. There are definitely some other phones that have some of these features, and that makes those phones awesome too. Now that the disclaimer's out of the way, let's get started. It has a Touch ID-like fingerprint reader where you only have to touch the home button to unlock the device. You can double tap the home button to get to the camera app in less than 1 second. Triple clicking the power button can send an SOS message that snaps a picture with both the front and rear camera, then sends both pictures and your GPS location to any emergency contacts you set up. The screen on the Galaxy S6 has been ranked as the best screen for outdoor visibility on any mobile device by DisplayMate, one of the leading display review companies. Check out their full review in the description below. DisplayMate also says the screen is tied with the Galaxy Note 4 for the most accurate color reproduction of any smartphone or tablet currently on the market, and that the screen is, quote, visually indistinguishable from perfect. It's made out of aluminum and Gorilla Glass 4 with chamfered sides to make it easier to hold. It has built-in wireless charging. The front-facing camera can record in 2K resolution, and if you flip the phone over to the rear camera, you can record in 4K resolution, which is effectively like taking 8-megapixel pictures 30 times a second. On top of that, the audio is recorded in stereo and sounds very crisp and clear. It has always-on voice commands. Hey Samsung, remind me to finish editing this video tonight at 9 p.m. Yes.
Okay, I saved it.
And to go along with that, customizable voice commands. Hey, wake up, I have a question. How long does it take to get from New York to Florida?
Here is the answer to your question.
It has a 5-megapixel front-facing camera and a wide selfie mode for group selfies, which is effectively like taking a panorama photo with the front-facing camera. While playing a video, you can adjust the brightness by swiping up or down on the left side of the screen, or adjust the volume by swiping up or down on the right side of the screen. You can change the theme of the entire device. Typically, you're limited to changing icons and backgrounds, but changing a theme on the S6 even changes the menus, dialer, and other system apps. It has fast charging, which allows you to get up to 4 hours of battery life after just 10 minutes of charging, and you can charge from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. It has power saving mode that allows you to save up to hours of battery life without sacrificing any apps or features. It also has ultra power saving mode, which allows you to get literally days of battery life. It has a powerful 64-bit processor, which performs extremely well. Check out my speed test by clicking the banner that's sliding out at the top of the screen. There's a Pro Camera mode, which allows you to manually set things like white balance, ISO, exposure, color effect, and even the focal length to get stylized close-ups. It has optical image stabilization, which helps remove shake and blur from your photos and videos by literally moving the camera itself inside the phone. It has tracking autofocus, which tracks the moving objects you're filming and keeps that object in focus no matter how close or far they get from the camera. You can record game footage directly from the device using the Samsung exclusive app called Game Recorder Plus. No more camera over-the-shoulder shots for game reviewers. There's a built-in heart rate monitor that's more advanced than the one that just uses your phone's camera and flash. This one can not only record your heart rate, but even the oxygen saturation in your blood. It has a built-in parallax effect that gives the illusion of depth between your apps and your wallpaper. There's a fully customizable Do Not Disturb mode that can be set to a schedule. You can even allow exceptions for favorite contacts. You can record in slow motion and split the playback up into 2 separate slow motion parts. The camera has a selective autofocus mode that allows you to choose what you want to focus on after you take the picture. You can quickly customize how many apps and widgets can fit on your home screens. It has Quick Connect. Think of this like AirDrop on the iPhone, but up to 10 times faster when you connect to a Wi-Fi Direct capable device. You can also connect to any Bluetooth device that's capable of transferring data, which is most laptops and smart devices in general. Simply put, this allows you to quickly transfer photos, music, documents, or anything else you have stored in your S6 to just about any other device within Wi-Fi or Bluetooth range. Since the Galaxy S6 has Android Lollipop, you can use a feature called Tap and Go, which allows you to transfer all of your apps and account data from your old Android phone to your new one just by tapping it to the back of your S6 during the setup process. Tapping on the heart rate sensor takes a picture with the front-facing camera. You can use a feature called Adapt Sound to fine-tune the audio output of the phone to any pair of headphones. This allows you to make even a cheap pair of headphones sound like a high-quality pair. You can set up reactivation lock, which prevents someone from being able to factory reset your device to bypass your lock screen. Now, the only way the thief could get any use out of stealing your phone is if they also figure out your alphanumeric password or they steal your finger. But if that was the case, you'd probably have bigger problems than getting your phone stolen. Speaking of security, there's also Samsung Knox, which won the GSMA Award Best Security Product of the Year for 2015, and was approved by the NSA for government use. You can use the Samsung Smart Switch app, which quickly transfers all of your contacts, calendar events, text messages, photos, music, videos, call logs, memos, alarms, and Wi-Fi settings from many iOS and Android devices. This makes switching to a Samsung device easier than ever. It has app pinning, which locks the S6 to a specific app. This is great for handing your phone to a child to play a game or handing it to someone so they can make a phone call. The only way they can get out of it is to hold both the recent apps and back buttons at the same time. You can also include a fingerprint lock for added security. It has private mode, which allows you to hide any family pictures or sensitive documents behind a fingerprint or password. When you leave private mode, the files won't show up at all. Then, when you reactivate private mode with your fingerprint, all of your files will be visible again until you leave private mode. It has multi-window, which allows you to have two apps open at the same time. This is particularly useful for things like posting something on Twitter while watching a YouTube video. Multi-window also has the ability to copy content from one app to another simply by dragging and dropping. There's also pop-up window, which allows you to have up to 5 windows open at the same time. This is useful if you are constantly on Twitter or Facebook and want quick access to the app no matter what you're doing on your phone, or if you need to use your calculator on top of another app to quickly add expenses up. Do you save movies to your phone? Then you'll like pop-out video. Just tap the pop-out icon whenever you're watching any video you have on your phone, and it will stay on top of any other app you have open. You can download a Samsung exclusive app called SoundCamp, which is a full-blown music creation app with up to 8 individual tracks and all the editing tools you'd expect in a music app, including piano roll, effects, and much more. It has side sync, which allows you to mirror your phone's screen to your computer. This comes in handy for apps like SoundCamp if you want to take your music to the next level while keeping it mobile, or if you just want to reply to messages on your computer instead of your phone. The gallery has various ways that you can view your pictures. You can view them by time, organize them by custom albums, view only special events like concerts, birthdays, sports games, and other similar events, or even organize them by categories that are automatically generated based on what's in the photos. The pictures are automatically analyzed and categorized, so there's no setup on your part. If you tap the edit icon on a picture in your gallery, you get a collage option which puts your Facebook picture uploads on steroids by allowing you to quickly make a collage of whatever you want. You can schedule messages to be sent on a specific day and time. Never forget to send someone a birthday text again. Swiping your palm across the screen takes a screenshot. You can also use the traditional method of holding the home and power buttons. There's an IR blaster to control your TV, Blu-ray player, air conditioner, and anything else that uses an IR remote. You can set the IR blaster controls to stay on the lock screen so they're always ready for you when you need them. S-Finder searches all your photos, music, documents, settings, apps, Google, and much more, all in one convenient place. The Settings menu has its own dedicated search bar to help you find any specific settings you're looking for. Say goodbye to tapping through endless submenus. You can set up shortcuts for your most frequently used settings so they always show up front and center when you enter the Settings menu. Flappy Bird is built right into Android Lollipop as an Easter egg. You can disable bloatware that carriers install on your phone quickly and easily just by dragging and dropping. You can take a selfie just by raising your hand when using the front-facing camera. This is great when you have to hold the camera at an awkward angle and can't reach the buttons. Smart Stay keeps your screen on as long as you're looking at it. No more having to tap the screen every so many seconds just to keep the screen from shutting off. Pop-up messages allow you to quickly reply to a message without interrupting the app you currently have open. Many notifications have quick actions that allow you to do things like reply to an email, archive an email, reply to a message, or call the person back directly, and much more. Pop-up calls allow you to finish what you were doing before answering a call. Raising the phone to your ear in the Messages or Contacts app will automatically call the person you are currently messaging or looking at. Swiping across a contact either directly calls or messages them depending on which way you swipe. Putting your palm on the screen when receiving a call automatically silences the call. You can do the same by turning the phone face down. There's an automatic rear selfie mode which vibrates to let you know when your face is in the frame, then vibrates again once it takes the picture. No more worrying about missing your face with a rear camera selfie. Smart Alert for notifications will make your phone vibrate briefly when you pick it up if you have any unseen notifications. It works with the Samsung Gear S. The Galaxy S6 has Samsung Pay. Think of this like Apple Pay or Google Wallet, but on steroids. Not only can you tap to pay, but you could also just place your Galaxy S6 near any traditional swipe card reader and make the card reader think you just swiped a real credit card. That means you could even use the Galaxy S6 to pay at the mom and pop store down the street. No NFC required. To learn more about this feature, check out the link in the description. The world clock looks cool and even highlights time zones. Your calculator app turns into a scientific calculator when you turn it sideways. You can see the whole screen when changing the brightness. You can quickly share access to your wireless network with many other Samsung smartphone owners without having to give them your password. You can even limit the amount of time their connection is good for if you don't want them hopping on sometime later. You can take 16 megapixel pictures with very high color accuracy. The interview mode in the voice recorder records just the audio of you and the person in front of you while canceling out any sounds that come from the sides of the phone. This makes for clearer audio playback in noisy environments. You can also bookmark different parts of the recording so you can find things quickly when playing the recording back. The Galaxy S6 has a Quad HD display. To put that into perspective, that's a little over 3.5 times the resolution of Apple's Retina display on the iPhone 6. And while it's true that Quad HD is overkill in many situations, it's not when you're talking about virtual reality, which is the next one. The Galaxy S6 can play virtual reality games and experiences when connected to the Gear VR that will be released later this year. Easy mode makes the Galaxy S6 the perfect smartphone for those looking to venture out of the Stone Age and upgrade their flip phone. You're locked to a home screen, a contact screen, and a quick app screen. You can add extra contact and app screens, but that's about it. Samsung even added a help button in case this was still too advanced for some users. This is a great feature for people who want to learn how to use smartphones but are worried about complex menus and accidentally removing things. All of your recent apps remain in the recent apps window even if your phone shuts off and you turn it back on later. No more losing your open apps if your battery dies. You can enable gesture wake up, which allows you to turn your screen on by waving your hand over it. This is handy for quickly checking your missed messages if your hands are messy. You can print on just about any printer directly from the Galaxy S6. This is a great feature if you need to quickly print a document that someone just emailed to you. You can download Samsung's Kids Mode app, which locks kids into a safe and fun app. This mode is even locked with a pin to keep kids from getting out of it. You can enable HD voice, which makes your voice sound much more clear when talking to anyone else who has an HD voice enabled smartphone. Long pressing on text in various apps brings up a few actions for the text. One of those options is a dictionary which quickly defines the word for you in a pop-up. You can also do a Google search for the word to get even more information about it. If you don't want to use the fingerprint reader, but want something more secure than a series of numbers that anyone can watch you enter, you can use Direction Unlock. This unlocks your phone with a series of swipes across the screen. Most people won't even know what you're doing. You can add favorites to the Messages app that stay at the top for quick access. With Mirror Link, you can mirror your phone's screen to your Mirror Link-enabled car's touchscreen. There are a number of cars that already have this built in, or you could buy an aftermarket system for your current car. You can scrub through movies more accurately by sliding your finger up above the scrubber. You can move at full speed, half speed, or a quarter speed to find that one scene you're looking for. Pressing the power button while watching a video locks the controls so you can hand the phone to someone else without having to worry about them hitting any of the on-screen buttons, the capacitive buttons, or even the home button by accident and leaving the video. Smart Lock disables your lock screen when you are close to your home Wi-Fi network or a trusted device like a smartwatch, Bluetooth headphones, or any other Bluetooth-enabled device. You can swipe to the side while on a phone call to reveal a bunch of shortcuts. This makes it easy for you to check your recent messages with the person you're talking to, check your calendar if you're trying to make plans, write a quick note with information about the call preloaded into the note, go straight to your contacts, quickly send an email to the person you're talking to, or go straight to the internet. There's a built-in dynamic widget that you can set up to change based on your location. So if you typically use the Bible app, YouTube, and the internet when you're home, those apps will appear when you get home. And if you typically use Samsung Wallet and check out what's nearby when you're out and about, those apps will show up automatically when you're out on the town. You can change the size of your text messages by pinching in or out, or by using the volume buttons. You can use a USB on-the-go cable to connect almost any USB accessory to your phone, including keyboards, mice, gamepads, and many other USB devices. This comes in exceptionally useful if you mirror your phone's screen to a TV or monitor. That literally converts your Galaxy S6 to an Android-based desktop computer. The clock app icon shows the real time. You can add phrase shortcuts with single characters or even abbreviations to make typing your most commonly used phrases a breeze. You can adjust the size of the keyboard, and you could also make the keyboard float to make one-handed use easier. The front-facing camera has real-time HDR, which makes for great selfies even when the sun is directly behind you. The volume automatically lowers when you plug in your headphones. So if you had the volume turned all the way up when your phone was plugged into your car, then later plug your headphones in, you won't blow out your eardrums. Assistant menu enables a floating icon that brings up a bunch of useful shortcuts when tapped. These can even be set to be contextual, so they change depending on which application you have open. The battery stats show you how long it will be until your phone dies, and how long it will be until it's fully charged. Now time for some bonus features that didn't quite make the top 100 list. It has customizable quick toggles, and if you long press on a quick toggle, it takes you directly to the settings for that toggle. You can set default applications for things like which web browser you want to use, which app to use for opening photos, which app to use for documents, and much more. You can use the Galaxy S6 as a USB stick to transfer any type of file you want. Tapping the attachments icon when writing a message brings up a bunch of your recent pictures so you can quickly and easily share the pictures you just took. You can use Miracast or Chromecast, which allows you to wirelessly mirror anything from your phone to any TV with a Miracast or Chromecast dongle. So there you have it, 100 plus reasons why the Galaxy S6 is awesome. Let me know what your favorite Galaxy S6 feature is in the comments below. Lastly, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, let me know with some thumbs. That's it for this tech-isode. I'll see you guys in the next one.